Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Siobhan with The Kitty and Beyond. Today we're doing horoscope readings for the month of April. This is for Scorpio. That can apply to Scorpio sun, moon, rising, or Venus. I also recommend that you check out your sun, moon, and rising sign videos to get a better idea of the overall energy that's affecting you this month, as you may resonate more with your rising sign one month or your moon sign the other month. It does fluctuate depending on what's going on astrologically for you. Also, this is a general reading, so just take what resonates and leave the rest. Not everything's going to apply to everybody, although I do try to channel messages that will apply to the collective of the Scorpio energy, so that everybody receives at least one message. That's always my intention. A couple of housekeeping things before we jump into what I channeled. I'm still providing the spring special, so if you'd like to take advantage of that, it is a 1-question, 3-card reading sent to you via email within 24 hours of reception of payment for only $22.22. So that's going to be going on for a little while longer, but I would get in now if you'd like to book one. Email siomcg41@outlook.com. All of the information is in the description box below, or if you'd like to book a private session with me for Reiki healing or for a tarot reading, all of the information is down there as well. Just send me an email and we'll schedule you in as soon as possible. Okay, so let's get into the reading. I tuned into your energy before I pulled any of the cards, or before I pull any cards, so I picked up on a couple of things. Initially, I felt something in my heart chakra and some tingling in my crown. So I put down heart and crown. There's a higher dimensional clearing and activation going on is what I was picking up on. There is some fear and anxiety that I did feel surrounding this purging as well, because when you're being cleared to be able to integrate these activations, there does have to occur a level of purging, and that can cause anxiety, old traumas and things like that to come up to the surface because they have to be felt to be released and healed. Now, that being said, I felt this feeling of nausea, sickness. I had the visual image of somebody actually throwing up, being sick to their stomach. And then that can be related to ascension symptoms, physical responses to energetic fluctuations, that kind of thing. But then I was also feeling for potentially a different group, or in relation to that, there was this sense of betrayal or a fear of betrayal. It may not be an actual betrayal that has occurred, but there's this fear or anxiety around the potential of that happening. Then I also wrote down fear of the unknown and fear of happiness, because that's what I was feeling intuitively. Now, I also saw the sun, the planet Saturn. So it's funny that I accidentally just said sun, because the sun is all about activations and healing. So that's what's happening at the higher levels. At the lower levels, there's a lot of purging going on. Now, Saturn is related to the Saturn return. The Saturn return happens at around 28, 29, 30 years of age. It's the first cyclical completion of the orbit of Saturn from the time of your birth. So some of you may be going through your Saturn return. It could be your second or your third Saturn return, depending on how old you are. So calculate how much it is. It's roughly every 28 to 30 years. So you'll go through about 3 in your lifetime. And what this means is Saturn governs your life path and your direction. So if you're not where you need to be by your Saturn return, you will be redirected onto the path that is correct for you, that you chose to walk upon prior to your incarnation here. So this was your plan, essentially. And if you're not according to plan, spirit comes in and starts shifting you so that you're going in the right direction. Now, this can lead to major life changes. Bringing redirection to your soul purpose can be a little bit disruptive if you are, say, for example, in a job or an environment that's not conducive to the growth that you chose to accomplish. Then yes, it's going to be a little bit disruptive. There may be some tower moments there may be some loss. That's possibly where the anxiety is coming in and the fear. Now, Saturn as a planet relates to the qualities of responsibility, commitment, boundaries. It's very much tied to the father energy, and it's the ruler of time. So it's Kronos, the god of time, and he overthrew his father. So there may be some masculine energies that need to be released and transmuted to come into a more balanced state of the divine masculine energy within you. Whether you're male or female, we all have the divine masculine energy within us. So it's important to bring that into a sense of harmony and balance within, to be able to move forward with your boundaries, setting healthy boundaries, committing to your responsibilities, and fulfilling your goals. So let's pull some cards and we'll see what the month spread has for us. Oops. There we go. I'm not very good at shuffling today. There we go. All right, Scorpio, current self energy. Knight of Swords. I'm seeing a lot of activation codes every time I look at the time for the video. So this video is going to be chock full of activation codes just from you watching it. So that's always good. Theme of the month is Nine of Swords. Womp womp. Key goal. What's the key goal for Scorpio here? King of Wands. Obstacle to overcome this month. Seven of Wands. Interesting. Major accomplishment. Oh, that's a lot. But we're going to go with the Knight of Wands and the King of Swords because those are the two that my eyes were drawn to. What to avoid? Seven of Cups. What to embrace? The Hanged Man, the High Priestess, and the Five of Wands. Okay, where to find support? The Hierophant. Advice and encouragement. What's this one? Nine of Swords. Or sorry. Yeah, Nine of Swords. So this one's Eight of Swords. Aha. These Roman numerals really throw me off sometimes. I always get the meanings of the card right, but sometimes I misread the numbers. That's funny. I'm going to get one more for the advice and encouragement because I'm feeling that that's necessary. Yeah, there it is. Victory card, Six of Wands. Okay, that's what we're looking for. So, Scorpio, there seems to be a lot of wands and swords here. So there's definitely something going on spiritually as it applies to the mental realm. There's a little bit of cups, which is emotional confusion, but of course that's part of going through a major mental and spiritual change. So the current self is coming up as the Knight of Swords. So this is you right now. This is an air energy. This is very much mental. This is very much in the mind. This is you rushing forward, being logical, but sometimes the Knight of Swords can be a little bit quick to action, like fast to react and not so much thinking about the consequences of his actions. There can sometimes be this energy of like blurting things out or saying things without thinking about it first. So yes, he likes to get to the truth of the matter, but there can sometimes be a tactlessness in the way that comes about in conversation. So we'll see how that applies here, but it's definitely a very quick, fast-moving energy moving forward in different ways of thinking about things. There's definitely some serious mental shifts going on this month for you, so that's a positive thing. There's just those certain shadow side qualities to be aware of. The theme of the month, we have the 8 of Swords. So this is what I was picking up on energetically. There's this sense of like fear and anxiety that are limiting you or holding you back in some way from fully committing to something. And there's, again, this fear of betrayal, fear of the unknown. And what this is doing is it's trapping you. You're not seeing things clearly. You're not feeling free to move forward with anything. And in certain depictions of this card, the swords actually go all the way around her. And it seems like she's trapped, but really in reality, the swords are spaced far enough apart and the binds that constrict her are actually very loose. And so she's able to break free quite easily simply by changing her way of thinking and moving out of that mental trap. So the theme of the month is going to be a little bit of this energy. You may feel trapped, you may feel limited, you may feel fear that is constricting you in some way. So let's see, the key goal is the King of Wands. And the King of Wands is passionate, confident, very sure of himself. This is a fiery energy. So this could be if you have fire in your chart or somebody around you who is a fire sign, Leo, Sagittarius, what's the third one? Aries, there we go. So this is you really attaching, that's the wrong word, not attaching. This is you freeing yourself and moving forward confidently with passion and fire. This is you burning down those old ways of thinking that aren't serving you anymore and moving into a new, fresh perspective. I'm seeing the phoenix rising from the ashes. So you're burning up the old and being reborn. And this is you being a leader. This is you standing your ground and setting your boundaries. Again, themes of boundaries. This is very much Saturn energy. It is a gas giant, which is fire. It is transformation. We have obstacle to overcome coming up as the 7 of Wands. So this is you defending yourself and setting your boundaries. The obstacle here may be in finding new ways of doing that actually don't cause friction or conflict in your exterior life or within you. So the obstacle could be finding a path that allows you to overcome or deal with these boundaries in a healthy way. So also it's important to ask yourself, are you setting boundaries because it's healthy and you have the self-respect, or are you setting boundaries because of fear of people coming in and hurting you? There needs to be clear motive and intention behind your actions and awareness of what it is that you're doing, why it is you're doing it, and what the result of that is. If it's not serving you, then it's time to shift the way that you're doing things. Holy crap, there's so many activations in this. I keep looking up and it's like 1111, 1333, 211, all of those numbers. So if you're seeing those numbers in your life, pay attention because you're being activated. These are not just angel numbers with meanings. They are, but they are also reprogramming your mind. They are your higher self waking you up to new levels of consciousness. So pay attention to that and see the connections because that's going to help guide you forward. The major accomplishment here is the Knight of Wands. So we've got 2 knights here, which are very fast moving energies. These are, and especially these are the fastest knights in the deck. As you can see by the imagery here, they're both riding forward gallantly, charging ahead. The Knight of Swords relates to a new way of thinking or messages, communication with speech. And the Knight of Wands relates to passion, fire, something that you feel very spiritually connected to, and it is related to your purpose. So this is you riding forward and finding this healing and this enlightenment on your new path. fearlessly doing so, courageously, bravely. And it is, again, to do with the mind. It's to do with the way that you're thinking about things and thinking about yourself. So this is a whole new way of being grounded and mature in your thought. And this is because the King of Swords is very mature. He's very logical. He's very centered. He's a very clear thinker. And in that respect, he's very confident of himself. So this is a whole new way of you thinking and perceiving yourself. This is a transformation of the mind. This is the most important transformation of all, because when you change your mind, you change everything else around you. All of your life and your reality is reflective of what's going on in your mind. And your energy body is a reflection of what's going on in your mind as well. So you can shift your energy simply by changing the way that you think about something. And therefore, you change your life. Everything is connected. Now, what to avoid? 7 of Cups. This is an energy of confusion. This is getting overwhelmed by the changes and the different directions that are opening up to you. This is getting too much into the emotional state. This may be a month for you, Scorpios, as a water sign, to move away from that water energy, which is very intuitive and emotional, and moving more into a logical realm of the mental aspects of things. Yes, that it still does mean that you use your intuition, but it's not being swayed so much by your emotional reaction to things, and more observing things as an impartial, unbiased observer, basically. So try to view the way that you're thinking as an observer would view your thoughts. So instead of being attached emotionally to your thoughts, try to take a step back and see your thoughts for what they really are. They're not you. You are the observer. You are not your thoughts. And this is how you change your thoughts. Because if you attach too emotionally to what you're thinking, you become a slave to these thoughts. When really in reality, you are the god of your thoughts. You are the master of your mind. And all you really have to do is detach from the emotional connection to those thoughts to be able to shift the way that you're thinking. And that's what's going to allow you to have this clarity to know what it is that's going to benefit you. So that's going to give you the confidence to move forward on your path fearlessly, courageously, bravely, which we see with the Knight of Wands. So what to embrace? We have the 5 of Wands, which is an energy of competition in the negative sense, but in the positive sense, this is practice. This is going up against people and setting your boundaries. In the light side of this, doing it in a very positive way. So this is practicing setting your intention to clearly show others around you what you will and will not accept in your life. And this is all about self-respect, and that takes practice. It takes consistency. So there needs to be consistency to be able to apply this in a healthy way in your life every single day. And every new day is a fresh start in that sense. The other things to embrace here are the High Priestess and the Hanged Man, 2 major arcana. So these are things that are very important and integral to your spiritual journey. The High Priestess deals with balance between the light and the dark, hidden knowledge, secrets, and intuitive knowings. This is the inner wisdom that you hold in your subconscious mind. And the Hanged Man is surrendering to your inner knowing, to this new direction and a new completely altered perspective. So there may be a period where you have to be a little bit inert, in the sense that, yes, he's kind of hanging upside down and not able to move forward in that moment, but this is allowing him to see things differently. It's like when you stand on your head and you see a pattern that you didn't see before in something. Like, for example, I had this painting of trees. This is actually the perfect example for this. I have this painting of trees in my living room, and before we hung it on the wall, it was sitting up against the wall, and it was actually upside down. And I've had this painting for a while now and never actually noticed that there was a path in the trees. I only saw it when the painting was upside down. And now that the painting is right side up and mounted on the wall, I see the path every time I look at it. But I never noticed it until the painting was upside down. This is the Hanged Man energy combined with the High Priestess. This is you seeing a path that you didn't see before, simply because you're being able to access this new consciousness, which gives you this altered perspective. So that is something to embrace, because it's going to allow you to make these physical changes and enforce respect that you require. It starts within. Self-respect is then reciprocated outwardly. Where to find support is the Hierophant. The Hierophant is about commitment. It is about a belief system, a way of thinking. It is faith. It is preaching that faith and walking that path through example. So practicing what you preach. This is where you're going to find support. This could be your inner resolve, your inner faith, your inner belief systems, the ones that are very positive and that have always served you. This is where you're going to be able to find the strength to get through the changes that are happening in your life. This is what's supporting you through this Saturn return, through this massive redirection, so that you can find your true path, which is going to bring you ultimately the fulfillment that you seek. It's going to bring you the success and the freedom that you have possibly been lacking. Now, the advice and encouragement from Spirit, initially we got here the Nine of Swords, which is that anxiety. It is the fear, the doubt, just look at his body language. This is not a pleasant state to be in, and it's exclusively caused by the mind. So advice and encouragement is take stock in the fact that you will be victorious over this old way of thinking. This is why this is all happening. There may be a lot of changes going on in your life right now, and it can be chaotic, it can be confusing, but everything is happening for a reason, and that reason is leading you to victory. This is leading you to save yourself, is what they just said to me. You're saving yourself. Yeah, interesting. All right, so very clear reading so far. The messages here are very straightforward, which doesn't always happen in the readings. So I really like this kind of message. We're going to get a crystal card to benefit you this month as well. Scorpio, what crystal would benefit Scorpio through these changes this month and going forward? We have two cards, Appetite and Selenite. They rhyme. Now, if you have these crystals at home, or if you feel called to go out and get these crystals, they will very much benefit you this month with the energies that you're going through. So write down the name or go out and get some. If not, you can always tune into the energy of these cards. These are extremely powerful oracle cards, and they hold the energy of the crystals within the card. This energy will transcend time and space to be able to be accessed by you in this here and now when you watch the video. So I'm going to read out the definitions of these cards, and I'm going to hold up the cards. That's so funny. I just opened it right to the page that has Appetite. So we're going to start with that. So tune into the energy as you listen to the definition. Appetite is acceptance. Appetite works at the interface between consciousness and matter to let go of what is outworn in your life. That's exactly what we were just talking about. Clear away confusion or guilt. Accept the truth about yourself. You are a complex being with credits and deficits. Recognize these without judgment. Move away from aloofness or social alienation and show others who you truly are. Use your perspicacity. I like that word, perspicacity. I don't even know what it means. I'm going to have to look that up after. You have much to offer by way of service as you access insights for the collective good. Be inspired. Discern truth within. Recognize what is real in your world and restructure your reality. Don't be deceived by false fronts. See what is beneath. Develop your metaphysical perception. Things improve steadily. Understand that circumstances are merely learning opportunities. It is time to be of service to others. Teach what you know. Your intuition knows what's best for you. Oh, that's perfect. So touching on a lot of the themes in the reading already. And let's check out Selenite, which is 21. I love selenite. It's a watery energy connected to the moon and the divine feminine. This is also a crystal that is highly clearing, and it's self-clearing as well. So it's one of the only crystals that you don't have to clear actively, and it can clear other crystals. So if you have a selenite wand or selenite tower, or even a selenite, this is my selenite here. Isn't it beautiful? How it glistens in the light like that with the bands inside of it. It's got that moon energy, which is connected to water, the intuition, the emotions. Very much good for water signs like us. I'm a Pisces, you're a Scorpio, or you have Scorpio somewhere in your chart, or you know somebody who's a Scorpio. Maybe you're cross-watching, I don't know. But this energy is very clearing. It helps with the purging that's going on. So I'm going to read that out to you. Divine light. In the ancient world, selenite protected against wanderings of the mind. Perfect. It invokes mental clarity and divine inspiration. Spirituality is vital for you. You are a translucent soul who moves fluidly through time. Use insights wisely. Avoid confusing past with present. You see into people's hearts to what motivates them. Do not be manipulated or too eager to please. Stand by what you know. You have the gift of clarity and mental flexibility with the power to make excellent decisions. A situation is unpredictable no matter how solid it appears. Be prepared for challenges and changes. Banish confusion. Clarity is needed. Allow divine light to inspire the future. Let go of something dear to you. Parting does not mean loss of love. Reconciliation is possible. Make the first move. Overhead conversations enlighten you. Being in the flow strengthens your well-being. Yeah, so that's a lot of what we were touching on as well. Bringing up things from the past, being clear about what it is that you're thinking. So mental clarity, which was the 7 of Cups here, and all of the swords energy. Yeah, stand by what you know. That's that 7 of Wands energy. You have the gift of clarity and mental flexibility. This is the Hanged Man. Yeah, okay, perfect. So these cards are exactly summing up the reading. I love it when this happens. Actually, it happens in almost every single reading. So Scorpios, that was your reading for the month of April and moving forward into May. Time is not linear as we perceive it. It shifts and fluctuates based on our consciousness level and our perception. So take what resonates and leave the rest. I always share these messages from a place of love and intention to assist you and support you in any way that I can on your soul path and your journey. I love you. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next month. Bye, guys.